All right, so we can go with these, or we can go with these, or we can go with those, but we're going in order. So if you're expecting one of these reviews, stay tuned. We got you covered. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we've got a detailed look and review on these potential bad boys right here. This is the Air Jordan 3 in what's being called Midnight Navy. For those of you guys that would like to know what they come in a box that's just like this. So it's got the elephant print, it's got the white, you got a Midnight Navy Jumpman. Believe it or not, that is Midnight Navy. It's really dark, so it kind of looks like black, a little bit like those Neapolitans, I must say, which were brown. This release right here is, I think, going to be kind of like a sleeper if you can get a good pair. But overall, I think that what they've done to it, or what they've tried to do with most of the pairs, been really solid. Oh, also one thing, they don't come with extra laces and they don't come with a hang tag. Don't know why, that's just what it is. But before we deep dive into these guys real quick.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
If you wanted to know our thoughts on the latest sneaker news, well, we've got good news for you because there's a podcast for that. If you wanted to know Chris's thoughts on the latest nerd there's a podcast for that. If you wanted to listen to Mrs. Wing tell really weird stories and maybe learn something new for the day,
there's a podcast for that.
You can find the WearTesters Unlaced podcast, also known as the Pop Culture Podcast, available now on all streaming networks, including right here on our YouTube channel. It uploads every Saturday, so yes, we're making Saturday mornings great again. Now with that being said, let's take a look at this outsole right here. Typical Air Jordan 3 outsole, at least typical in the sense of non-Nike branding, so it's got Jordan branding in there.
It's also really lazy.
Look, first off, it's the outsole. Nobody really cares. I get it. But for 200 bucks, you want some detail. I swear they've done it where it's white in the middle.
They have. That's why I'm saying this one looks lazy.
Because the Off Noirs, wasn't it like that?
Oh, well, don't quiz me that way. But I know that.
That was the only one that I know that you got. So like...
no, I've done the Lucky Green, so...
And I think those were red with white. So yeah, like it was my first thought too. And I originally wasn't going to say anything, but you brought it up first. So hey, I'm not the complainer this time. But anyways, the outsole is, again, typical Air Jordan 3 outsole. Nothing really to write home about. If you were interested in a performance review for whatever reason, we do have one on the channel. I did one a long time ago. They did my knees up, so just fair warning. However, there are some great insoles nowadays, so if you wanted to swap out the insole that they come with, which just so happens to be a Dream Cell insole, then you can put in a more performance-oriented insole, but still, these are bricks, bro. That polyurethane midsole is no joke. Speaking of which, the midsole is polyurethane. Inside of that is an encapsulated 4-foot air sole unit, and then in the heel is a visible air sole unit. And like I was saying before, the insole is Dream Cell, so it's a polyurethane variety. It's just not the best kind. Mainly what separates this from something like, say, way back in 1988 when the shoe originally released is the polyurethane is just a little bit different. Back then it was more of an open-celled polyurethane. Nowadays it's a closed-cell polyurethane. So I guess we talked about like the pockets. It's still an open-celled foam, but it's just a lot tighter. So they're more dense than what they used to be. They're doing that for a couple of reasons. One is longevity. They don't want these to crumble as fast as the originals did. And two, they want the paint to stay as clean as possible. If you've been collecting shoes for a long time or just buying shoes and wearing them for a long time, you already know that sometimes polyurethane midsoles and paint don't wear well. Now, as far as the materials and the overall quality, I will say it's good. The materials are very soft. However, there's a lot of inconsistencies within this run. So there's going to be plenty of these pairs available. It's not going to be like a limited release or anything. It's just going to be a massive GR. So for that being a regular GR release, like I was saying, the materials are actually quite nice. Typical for what you would expect on a more modern Air Jordan 3. Soft to the touch. Some pairs have this really nice like heavy texture to it, which looks great. Some pairs don't. Some pairs have more of a, I don't want to call it like a light tumble, but like, like if you stretch it a little bit, you can see the texture a little bit, but it's not a true tumbled material. Some of them look like that. Very similar to what we've been seeing, honestly, with the Fire Reds and the Grown Man 3s. I can't remember what they're called, Desert Elephants. And then the most recent ones were like the Wizards and the White Cement Reimagines. Like they've all been like this, where like some uppers are heavily textured looking. Some uppers kind of look like this, where they're real smooth and got like a nice texture to it. So just keep that in mind. If you have the ability to go in store and check your pairs, highly recommend on this release.
Speaking of texture, what do you think of the elephant print?
That's my favorite. part. Like this elephant print looks so good and looks so OG that I was just drooling. Like I thought that they got the pictures wrong on sneakers. Like I was like, no, that can't be what they look like. And I get in store, oh my gosh, it's the best it's ever looked. Like it looked really good on the white cement reimagines on some pairs. Most of these pairs that I've seen look like this. There are some with really thick elephant print. So again, keep that in mind. If you can, check in store. I know a lot of people buy online, but it looks so good. You don't like it? You got this face like you're like, nah, bro, that's not it.
It looks half-assed.
What do you mean it looks
It's
half-assed?
just so little and light.
Are you talking about like how faint it is? If you look at original pictures of original 3s, it looks like this. It's so good. So yeah, I love the elephant print. I'm so happy. I'm almost like bummed that they didn't put it on the upper eye stay right here like they do sometimes. However, they did make it gray, so I like that. Very similar to the fire red color blocking. So, you know, if you like it, then here you go. If you don't, simple pass. Now, much like the other OG drops, they still have those OG features. So we still have, well, for one, the elephant print looking more original than it has before. I love it. You still have the thinner elephant print at the toe box. Also love it. They still left the die cuts right there. So they got both of them this time. They got one on the top, one on the bottom. Dig it. The thinner insides and collar, and then the more proper tongue and all that stuff. More, again, like the original from '88. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, in my opinion, they do fit like the White Cement 3 reimagined, which means that they fit a half a size big. So most people will want to go down half a size in order to get a perfect one-to-one fit. And in case you're in the Sacramento area, make sure that you stop by Doco, because that's where Phenom's now located. It's right across from Golden One. If you go and see a Kings game and they light the beam, go across the street or whatever, the walkway. I don't know. I always call it across the street.
I think it's called like the promenade or something.
There's an actual word for it?
A paved public walk, typically one along a waterfront. There's definitely no waterfront there.
No, there is close by.
So.
You can walk along the river.
But yeah, you can walk from your game or concert over to the King store, and then right next door is Phenom.
Yeah, so you actually just pass the King store because everything in there is overpriced, and then you can go and buy some sneakers. Save your cash on a jersey and go buy some shoes instead. But anyway, sound off below and let us know what you think about the Air Jordan 3 in white midnight navy down below in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Again, stay tuned for all the stuff. We've got so much. I am a little stressed, I will say. You guys don't know this, but I've been f***ing up a lot lately in the videos. Like we had to delete an entire video because I was just messing up the whole time. And you had edited the whole thing. It wasn't on purpose. I now have to go and refilm the damn thing, but still, it's been a weird year. Like I almost feel like I'm still recovering from the pandemic. Like I feel
COVID
drunk.
brain?
I guess, yeah, like it just doesn't feel right, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just kind of going through the motions at the moment and I'm trying to do my best and I'm sucking right now. I gotta tell you the honest truth, I'm mad at myself. But with that being said, thank you once again for being here. I do really appreciate it. Check out our podcast if you haven't already. Check out Sense Apparel as well. These items are shipping now, so if you were interested, feel free. Probably get them before Christmas, depending on when you buy them. So don't wait too long. You just told me that fact where I was not surprised, but also surprised, but like the biggest shopping day is the day before Christmas. Or the 2 days before.
Yes, and 1 in 3 men do their shopping on Christmas Eve.
And I'll have you know that I am done, okay? And I've been done. I'm just
No.
waiting for
You got one person.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count. She's talking about a Secret Santa gift. That don't count, okay? Everybody that I truly care about, they're all done. I know, I'm just saying, just saying.
Where's my cane? Get off.
You don't want me to... Did I say bye?
No!
Peace out, guys.